What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia, Season 3. This episode was, well, you guys already know, phenomenal, amazing, spectacular, anything that makes it amazing. But yeah, another spectacular, fantastic, sensational, phenomenal episode. Oh, Jesus, I said, wait, that's why I remember that sentence. Anyway, this episode was great. I loved it. I'm really digging the new characters that got introduced in the series that we're getting this season. Although this does seem like this is going to be like the actual Chunin exams. I'll be right, because a lot of people said the sports festival was like Chunin exams. Yeah, in the same way that they're both tournament art, but that was like the prelims more or less. This is the real Chunin exams because they're getting their licenses. It's pretty much a free for all at this point. It's like it's survival of the fittest here. Anyway. So let's begin. Alright. So we start. Oh, Bubble Gets. Actually, before I have a quick announcement to make for you guys. I'm actually planning on doing another Marvel Hiroaka video. This time talking about Miles and Peter's relationship, how it could possibly mirror All Might and Deku's, and Into the Spider-Verse. I won't say the MCU because the MCU Peter is still just a kid. So I don't really think he would be. If there's gonna be a red mentor type of character from Miles, I would definitely say, besides maybe his parents, I would definitely say Luke Cage, because I say they say that would work pretty well. Anyway, so yeah, enough jibber jabber. Let us begin. So we start. That video. I'm not gonna get started. I haven't actually started working on it. I will once the third trailer drops for Into the Spider-Verse to Comic-Con, because most likely we're gonna get a third trailer. I doubt that line in the second trailer was just some throwaway lie about Comic-Con. So most likely we'll get something here. Anyway. So let's begin. So we start the episode off. We got we pretty much see the events of last week's episode, the last part of last week, from Deku's perspective, instead of where we see where he was, where his mindset was. So anyway, he thinks of the idea of a full cowling, to use his legs because his arms are not in the best condition anymore. And so, he tells her, okay, and that, she's like, yes, May. It's like, yes, use your legs instead of your arms. Perfect planning. And she's like, okay, I'll create some babies for you, for your legs, blah, 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 blah. And then, she tells, that you should probably start working on becoming more of a speed type hero, because you're going to be using your legs a lot more. It talks about how he tells definitely look at Ida, maybe because like I said last week, he was definitely looking he was asking Ida for assistance, and the OP we see Ida extending his hand out to Deku. So which apparently actually is Chibi's review from last week, if I remember correctly. That's actually gonna play a major role, that one shot in season 4. Apparently I might be misremembering. Yeah. Anyway, so after he tells her they're kind of she tries to tell yes, he's pretty much an armor car with an F1 engine. Definitely take some cues from him. Which we actually do see him taking cues from Ida later on in the episode. So and actually, while this is all going on, we have the shot of Uraraka. We kind of just zoom in on her, and she has this sad expression on her face. Now I can imagine a lot of people looking at this and probably thinking that Uraraka started to get jealous. I don't think so, because when you really look at Uraraka's face, she doesn't look jealous. Because if she did, she would probably be mad and probably be 2 seconds away from slapping Deku. Because I'm sure all of us have seen enough anime series to know where jealous girls, harems, all that shit. Which thankfully Hiroaka is none of that. I don't think Uraraka is jealous in that shot. I feel like she's more sad. That maybe that she feel a little left out, or perhaps maybe because Deku doesn't talk to her. Like I said, I don't think it's jealousy. I'm sure when his review comes out, most likely probably tomorrow, he'll probably elaborate on this a lot better, and then really explain, what exactly is Uraraka's thought process going on right now. But I don't think it's jealousy. I think she's probably just sad because she feels left out or something. That's my theory. Jesus Christ. It's blowing up right now with everything going on with Comic-Con. Yeah, and I'm bogus. I got a bunch of trailer reactions for you guys prepared for, that I need to do for you guys, because tie-ins, all that shit. Anyway, so after we see we have a chat with Uraraka, which I said, I don't think she's jealous. I think she's just sad maybe that she feels left out or out of it, because their attention are all on mine. But I just don't think it's jealousy. I really don't think Uraraka's jealous. She doesn't seem like the type of girl that would get jealous and easily paranoid. So yeah, I don't think it's jealousy, but she's probably just maybe feels a little left out or sad or something. Like I don't know, but I don't think it's jealousy. Anyway, so after that we then see of course Full Cali. We see Bakugo doing the move where where Deku just like kicks in, being like Full Cali, where it says that he got the idea of Full Cowling from actually from Gran Trio, because the ping pong thing you would always do, and Bakugo because of of being fast movements but very precise. Which is what Deku, so he said you gotta have a very little equipment so it doesn't slow you down. Hence why he got these braces for his arms and these iron soles of feet to probably work probably to also help out so he doesn't end up breaking his feet too. These are supposed to and also probably give his kicks a little bit of an extra punch because you're getting hit with fucking iron mixed with one for all. So I doubt that is very pleasant to get hit by. Anyway, so after that, we then get back after Deku explains his move and then re-explains to All Might. So I'm like, yeah, it was a May's idea to get me these soles, or these iron soles for my feet. We actually see Class 1B actually shows up, and we got our man Monoma. He's over here being like, oh, the provisionals only have a 50% fail rate. You might as well just quit now. Look, I swear. Whatever happened to this man in season 2? This man is broken. Matt Hardy's broken. I'm surprised he didn't start chanting delete yet. This man is always and then he asked him about his costumes. He pretty much just wearing a suit. He says Kendo tells because my quirk is copy, I don't need a really flashy suit. Just so a normal, just regular tux will suffice for me. And he talks about so he keeps laughing his ass off. And actually the teacher at 1B is like, hey man, get out, it's archery. It's like, no, we still got 10 minutes, man. What you talking about? It tells actually that to keep people from the infight, from people getting each other's necks, they kept the classes separated so that they would have to share, not have it all. They would have to have their own separate timelines or their separate times to the I forget what this place was called. What this area was called. Anyway, so that they wouldn't, so to keep them from getting at each other's throats. Anyway, so then he explains that yes, that he then started about the provisionals itself, saying that even though that you are first years, you're going to be and there will be other first years against you. You are going against the rest of Japan, the rest of the hero schools, and even then you're not going to just go against first years. You're going to go against second, third years, people that have had their quirks for far longer and have refined them for far longer than you guys have. So watch yourselves. Keep that in mind. And so then we get back to the dorm, where we actually see we got to see Momo, Uraraka, Sue, and the rest of us pretty much just chilling, drinking juice boxes, just talking pretty much. And Mo's like, yeah, I need to fix my quirk. Yeah, I need to work on my quirk a little bit more. And Sue, and then we got Uraraka kind of just zoned out. She's just kind of just staring blankly while drinking a juice box. And Sue's like, Ochako. She's like, what? And she's like, and then she says oh, my heart's been fluttering and it's been acting weird lately, and everyone's like, oh, and all of us oh, the pretty much is oh, they're just losing their shit over this. I don't know why, but then again, I'm a dude, I'm not a girl. Anyway, so. They're pretty much, they're like, okay, they're trying to, at this point, they're trying to get the deeds out of Uraraka, who is it? Is it Deku? Is it Ida? Who is it? Who? If any of you caught the reference, good on you. Anyway. And she's like, no, you're right. She's covering her face, and she starts floating. And then they're like, no. And then Bo was like, all right, everyone, let's go to sleep. And they're like, and Amina's like, no, I want to hear more. So, we see Uraraka, she keeps flowing, and then she looks out the window, where she sees our man Deku training. And this is where I was talking about, like I said earlier in the episode, this is where we see Deku taking some cues from Ida. He starts doing some kicks, and he has his book with him. I think it's probably one of his notepads he has on on different heroes. It's probably that. So he's like, okay, no, Ida was more like this, and Uraraka, then the filter turns on, when Aoyama actually said, is it because you like him? That music, and that starts that film, and then so we get the OST. And if it wasn't already obvious enough that Uraraka liked Deku, if you were still wondering does she really like Deku, this just solidifies that yes, Uraraka does like Deku, if it wasn't already obvious enough. So after Uraraka has their little moment watching Deku as he trains, we then finally get to where they'll be going to take their provisional licenses to become heroes. You know, Mineta, he's over there free, like, oh shit. He's like, and then I was like, no man, it's not a matter of if you can get it, but when. Just go and get it. Yeah, trying to give him a little bit words of encouragement. Then you got Kirsten be like, "Yeah, bless out!" And then this other guy, random dude, who is of course one of the new characters that's going to be introduced in this arc, that's on the OP. Apparently, looks like these characters are actually some fan favorites. Judging from Chibi's reactions in his review, looks like these are going to be some fan favorite characters. Anyway, he's like, Ultra! And Enos, I believe his name is. The guy that actually interrupted. And one of the other guys is like, no, dude, you shouldn't interrupt people's huddles. He's like, oh yes, I am so extremely sorry. Like the dude legit, like he doesn't just bow. He bows all the way to where his head is on the ground bleeding. Like that man just went out there with a fork. He's like, I'm so sorry. It's fucking hilarious. I'm using that to thumb because goddamn, that shot is too good. So then they end. After that, that shot was too much. That shot was way too much. And so after that, every commentator is like, "Yo, man, what's up with this dude? His enthusiasm?" We find, and then they look at his uniform, and they find out that these guys are actually from another school, UA's rival, pretty much the UA in the West. Shinsetsu, I think is how you pronounce the name. I could never really get great. I probably butchered that with my pronunciation, so forgive me on that. But yeah, they're pretty much like the Sasuke to UA's Naruto. They're rivals, pretty much. UA's for the West. These guys are for the East. And so, they're like, so then they kind of introduce themselves. You got the other female, you got the characters. They look like pretty good. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of them. I dig their outfits that they had the OP. After that, we actually find out, we see this other girl who's, I guess, like the main teacher that's, of this class, that actually knows Eraserhead. Him and her had, I don't say they were ever dating at one point, but she wishes that they were dating, where she pretty much is just, they, knew each other because they're, I guess, while they were really, when they first started becoming heroes, because, said that their agencies were really close together, so, and I guess she has a thing for Eraser, but Eraser wants nothing to do with this woman, so he's like, no, nah, it's like, he's like, we found actually, he's like, nah. We found actually her quirk is laughter. Somebody called Joker, where she pretty much, she can make people unnecessary, laugh uncontrollably. Or a general summary is she can make people laugh uncontrollably to where they can drop their guard, to where then she can take them out and arrest them, yada 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 yada. And so after that, they go inside after they kind of have their own little introductions and all that shit. And she's still saying you're so fun to tease, Ayazawa, or she calls him Eraser. So they go inside. We see this guy that is going to be one explain pretty much everything that's going down with the prelims, the trials, what they're going to do, all that shit. The man looks like he hasn't slept in months. Months. This man looks dead inside. I'm like, bruh, when was the last time you got some sleep? He's like, I'm so tired. He starts not to sleep while he's trying to explain everything to her. But he pretty much explains that they're going to be doing, they're pretty much playing it's pretty much dodgeball. They're pretty much playing dodgeball, in a way, where where you're supposed to put on these 3 little cylinders on your body. You can't put them on the soles of your feet or your armpits because, they don't want you cheating. And you have to throw these balls at them. If you get hit 3 times, you're out. And you have to take out 2 people, I believe it was. And actually, only 100 people will pass. And as Sue said, that's less than 1%. Now, as we know, Monoma actually said that only about half the class fails. So either Monoma actually got his numbers wrong, or B, they actually changed that before it all really went down. But I changed it. So yeah, the stakes have gone any higher, even though we know that pretty much all the main guys are gonna win. We know that they're all gonna get to the trials and all of them gonna get their hero license. We know. If you've been like me, where you've seen enough shonen to know where this is going. I am definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely saying this is probably gonna have a lot of stakes involved. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing other people. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the new characters from Shinsu, I think what's the school called. I'm probably still butchering that name, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what those characters have, their quirks, because as we know, because these are all new characters, we don't know what they are. I mean, they seem to be fan favorite characters from Chief's thoughts, but anyway, I'm rambling on about nothing. Anyway, so after he explains everything, the actual stage they're in actually the walls collapse outward, revealing the massive stage that they're going to actually be battling on, which we see in the OP. And so, and like this thing is here, and as Deku says, it's uncontrolled, it's like unnecessarily large, and the dude says like, this is the reason I have not had any sleep. I'm like, I can tell, Jesus Christ, did you not need to make it this big? This looks like a Battlefield 1 map. Like, Christ, this is, like, it's huge. And so, and then Bakugo and Kirishima, they go their separate ways because, of course, they do. Todoroki goes on his own, too, because he doesn't want people to slow him down. Plus, with his quirk being, fire and ice, he could most likely hit one of his teammates with him going, using his quirk. So he goes on his own. The rest of Class 1A stick together as to take down these common. And we then find out as soon as the bell rings, Eraser, Aizawa, and the new girl. What was her name again? Joke. That was her name. We find out that actually since that UA is at an extreme disadvantage because of the sports festival, because it was broadcast all around the world, or at least all the way in Japan. So everybody here knows what each of these people's quirks are and their weaknesses. So they know Deku pretty much hurts himself, Todoroki, and all the other guys. Well, they don't know the other guys' quirks because they didn't have a sports battle that was lively televised. And since they're the biggest school, they're the biggest target, everybody goes after UA. And as you say, it's like the first thing they always do at the start of these events is take out UA first, because they're the biggest threat. As it is in prison, you want to make an impact, take out the biggest guy in the room. Which actually, I love this one part from Aizawa when Joker, when Miss Joker is actually talking with him, and he tells her it tells oh yeah, we know your and she's like, yeah, we know your weaknesses, we know yeah, we always take you out first. He says yeah, we know you do, because we know you were going to attack us first. We know that you know our weaknesses, because when they become pros, they're gonna know. The villains will know their weaknesses, so we're 2 steps ahead of y'all already. Which I really like about Aizawa, that even though you could probably argue whether or not, because Joe's talked about how you wow, you have a full class. I'm surprised you haven't expelled anyone. You must really like them. He's like, no, I don't. I think he probably low-key does like his class, he does, or at the very least he sees the potential in these heroes. Because, you can definitely see, the man, it sounded a little cocky when he was saying, yeah, we know, we're 2 steps ahead of y'all with letting you know what their weaknesses are, because when they become pros, the villains already know that stuff. So we're 2 steps ahead of y'all. We're letting them figure that out, how them take care of their opponents who already know what their moveset is, and how they're going to counter it, and think to finally to pull out and actually win. What did you like that about I do like that part, yeah, we know. Yeah, I like how how Aizawa thinks. He's like, yeah, we know you guys know, but we planned this. He's like L in Death Note. He's like, this is all part of my plan. Where he's 20 steps ahead of everyone else. And so they all throw their balls at the crew. They managed to all miss. They all managed to counter. Deku uses his shooting style. The tape guy, he uses his tape. Mina uses her her acid. They all managed to get rid of the ball before they and that's pretty much where the episode ends. Overall, I love this episode. I would definitely say this is definitely not going to be one of my personal favorites of the season. I do like the new characters. They do seem pretty cool, especially the dude. I forget his name. The guy that was that did that crazy battle where he went where he made his head where he started bleeding. That dude looks like he's gonna be fair. And the girl that was in the OP, she looks like she's probably gonna also be a fan favorite character. I'm definitely looking at Miss Joke. She looks so cool in the banter between her and Aizawa. Aizawa wants nothing to do with her, but she always just keeps pestering the man. That's gonna be entertaining to watch in the future. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of this arc has in store for us. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Overall, I give this episode a 9 out of 10. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, leave your comments below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys. And also, guys, apologies for the delay on this review. I went to go catch The Equalizer 2 actually earlier today while I was midway through recording this. And I gotta say, the movie, I'll have my review up in a few days after this review goes, but oh my god, that movie. Fucking phenomenal. If you were a fan of the first movie, you gotta do yourself a favor and go watch that, because goddamn it is fucking amazing. And you probably noticed that I'm using Naruto the Board to show stronger footage instead of Attack on Titan. That's because the beta's out right now and I've been playing it. You want my quick thoughts? I might do a separate video on my overall thoughts because, you know, hey, I think Naruto's a good show, and I honestly don't talk about Naruto that much in this channel, probably because I don't watch Shippuden. Or at least I haven't started watching Shippuden. Overall, I think the beta is actually really good. Like, it's like this game went from a game that I honestly really had no real much interest in to a game that has my attention. Like, I was like playing beta, I was like, oh, okay, oh, yeah, because I really did the gameplay, I really did the combat system. I like how you, you know, how the specials work. I really dig the gameplay of the game. This is definitely a game that I'm definitely gonna be picking up whenever I get around to it. I'm not as hyped for this game as I was for Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I can definitely say this game is definitely going to be very enjoyable. The gameplay is really fun. I really did enjoy this game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you subscribe if you're new. Blah 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 blah. I'm already redo my outro anyway. See you guys next time.